Hello friends, today we are going to see the hand caliper and the vernier caliper. In that, we'll cover the construction of hand caliper, type and its use. In second part, vernier caliper, in that different parts we'll see. Then the principle of vernier caliper, calculating the least count, reading the vernier caliper, use of vernier caliper and type of vernier caliper. So all these points will be discussed in today's video. First, we'll go for the hand caliper construction. Uh, Caliper is used to transfer the dimension from job to the steel rule. From this diagram, it is very clear. This is a caliper. If you want to measure the diameter of the job, so we'll just touches the leg or a tip of that leg to the job, and we can transfer the dimensions over the scale. So in this way, we can use the caliper there. The caliper consists of two legs and they are hinged at the top, or we can say that is a fulcrum point also. The working end of this caliper, these are the working points, and they are hardened and tempered and to have sufficient hardness. The legs of this hand caliper is made up from the carbon and alloy steel. The accurate use of the caliper depends upon the sense of feel of the operator. However, the correct sense of feel can be achieved only by a practice or the experience we required for that. Then the legs, if you see the leg of the caliper, they are exactly identical in shape, with the contact point will be equidistant from the fulcrum. This is the contact points, right? And these contact points, if you observe here, it is exactly equidistant from the center of this fulcrum. Then type of caliper and its use. So there are two type of caliper. One is the firm joint and other one is the spring type. In firm joint and spring joint, again there are two types. One is the outside caliper and other one is the inside caliper. So when you are talking about the firm joint, as the name itself suggests, can hold a position of two legs open at out to a particular degree unless moved by some certain force has been applied, and for that again the lock nut is provided. So lock nut needed to lock the caliper in a particular position, and then we can transfer it to the scale. So for that reason we always need here the lock nut in the firm joint. Then in the spring time, spring caliper, I can say, can hold a particular position of a leg. These are again the two legs here. With the help of spring, this is, we can observe in the diagram, this is the spring. Okay, the spring pressure acting against an adjusting nut. This is the adjusting nut in your diagram. I will show you. This is the adjusting nut. Means here no need, I can say we don't want any lock nut here, but instead of that there is a spring is provided, right? And this spring, due to that spring, the position of the leg can be adjusted by using the this, you can see in this diagram, this is a adjusting nut here. As per the use of it, so this is how this is a job where we are holding on the wooden lathe machine and we are measuring the outer diameter by using the spring type caliper. This is the, again we are measuring the internal diameter by using a inside caliper. In this diagram also, we are measuring the outer diameter of the bush by using the outside caliper. Even we can transfer the dimension of the caliper on the micrometer also, or even to the scale also. Both options are there. This is how we are measuring the thickness of a plate. But after all, we need a scale, right? So means we are transferring that to the scale or a micrometer, and then only we can get the reading. Then we'll go for the next part is the vernier caliper, that we'll see the different type of parts. So first of all, there is a main scale, and this main scale actually engraved over the L frame. This is a L frame, or it is also called as a beam. So over that, the main scale has been engraved. Then there is a vernier scale, and this vernier scale is engraved over the movable jaw. Means there are two jaw, one is the movable jaw and other one is the fixed jaw, and this movable jaw will move or slide over this L frame. Okay. Then the fixed jaw, and between the fixed jaw and the movable jaw, we can measure the outer diameter. Means first application to measure the outer diameter of with the help of vernier caliper. You can see in this diagram. And second one, to measure the internal dimensions. Here again there is a one is the movable jaw and other one is the fixed. So with the help of this also we can measure the internal diameter. Here I am showing we are measuring the cap, internal diameter of the cap. Then the depth bar, this depth bar is used to measure the depth. So here also I am showing how to measure the depth. But before using the any vernier caliper, you must see that zero of the main scale and zero of the vernier scale both should get coincide when we are closing the both the jaw, means fixed jaw and the movable jaw. Now this is a lock nut. So when we are holding the jaw between the fixed jaw and the movable jaw, you should not remove first. First you lock the nut and then you can remove the jaw. So for that reason, the lock nut is provided. Otherwise, the dimension will get disturbed. The vernier caliper principle. So when two scale, means there are two scale, one is the main scale division, another one is the vernier scale division, have a slight difference in the size are used. The difference between them can be utilized for increasing in the accuracy of the measurement. You can see here we have shown the main scale, right? Upper part is the main scale and below part is the vernier scale. So number of divisions you can observe here on the main scale, and at that position I shown the 49 division of the main scale is again coinciding with the 50th division of the vernier scale. Means how we are calculating the least count here. You can see first, you can see here the 49 division of the main scale is coinciding with the 50th division of the vernier scale. So that's why we are writing 49 main scale division is equal to the 50 vernier scale division. Now this is an enlarged view I am showing there. So we are starting with the 0 of the main scale and the 0 of the vernier scale. This upper one is the again a main scale and below is the vernier scale. The distance between these two lines is the 1 mm, okay, and that is a main scale division. So 1 MSD means 1 mm main scale division, and 1 VSD means vernier scale division. That has to be calculated. We don't know that how much is the value for that. So here, so 1 main scale division is equal to 1 mm, but 1 VSD means vernier scale division, we don't know. For that, 1 vernier scale division is equal to 49 division of the main scale division divided by 50th division vernier scale division, will give you a 0.98. Okay, so least count is equal to 1 MSD means main scale division minus 1 VSD means vernier scale division. So 1 MSD means how much is the value? That is a 1 mm, and 1 VSD now only we have calculated, that is a 0.98. So you can submit that value here, and substitute that value and we'll get a 0.02 mm, right? So this is how we can calculate the least count. There is a other method I will show you calculating the least count. There is a very simple formula. Least count, which is always denoted by LC, is equal to smallest division on the main scale divided by number of division on the vernier scale. Now here, if the value of smallest division on the main scale is 1 mm, in previous example also we have seen that the distance between the two lines is 1 mm. So here also I'm taking the 1 mm. And the number of division on the vernier scale is 50, 50. Okay. Now, as per this formula, we can calculate the least count is equal to smallest division is the 1 and 50 is nothing but the number of division on the vernier scale. That will also give a 0.02 mm. So this is again a simple method to calculate the least count of the any vernier caliper. Now, how to read the vernier? So for that, you should know the formula. Total reading is equal to main scale reading plus in bracket vernier scale reading into least count. Suppose you want to measure this job, and I will show you the enlarged view of that. Here, I want two reading. One is the main scale reading and other one is the vernier scale reading. And the least count, we already know that is a 0.02 mm, means LC we know, but both are unknown here, main scale and vernier scale. This is a main scale and this is a vernier scale. Here also I'll show you, this is again the enlarged view I'm showing. Now the 0 of the vernier scale is already crossing the main scale. Okay, that is a 5 mm. It lies somewhere between the 5 and 6. But when you are talking in that way, the 5 already it crossed means your main scale reading is 5. Then I want a vernier scale reading. You can see in this diagram. Here, vernier scale division, none of the is coinciding up to this, but this division is coinciding with the any one division of the main scale. Here, this is a 7th division coincide with the main scale. But when you're talking about the 7, you can see 0 to 1. So how many divisions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means 1 means 5, 2 means 10, 3 means 15. Like that 7 means 7, 5 are 35. So your main scale reading will be the 5 and vernier scale reading is 35 and least count is 0.02. So the total reading will be the 5.70. So in this way, we can read the vernier by using the formula that total reading is equal to main scale reading plus vernier scale reading into least count. There are a number of use of the vernier caliper. This is how we are measuring the gear. Here I am taking the digital type of vernier caliper, which is very easy. We can read it directly. Then the internal diameter of any bore or any hollow shaft. Here we are showing the measuring the thickness of a hollow pipe. In this case, we are measuring the width of a component. Here also we are measuring the depth. So for that, the depth blade is already available. With the help of that, we can measure the depth. So these are the various use of the vernier caliper. Then type of calipers. So this is just a standard, or I can say the simple caliper. Then this is a dial type caliper. Means instead of a vernier scale, we are using the dial, or I can say the dial gauge has been used in place of vernier scale. Then this is again a vernier depth gauge. This is how I am showing the application of that. Then the vernier height gauge, so which is used to just mark the, with the help of scriber you can mark, or you can measure the height of the component also. And this is a digital type of depth gauge, right? So there are different type of vernier calipers available in the market. So as per the applications, we can buy that vernier. So this is all about the vernier. So thank you, friend.